What
They're okay.
the fuck? How are they alive?
They're just like, go in the game.
Okay, 3, 2, and 1. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome back to Fictionally Unstable, because real life's not dramatic enough.
With your host, Jessica,
Maciel,
And Lauren.
All right.
We're back. Different day.
Different day, different clothes.
Yes.
We're talking about Alice in Borderland Season 2 this week.
Yeah.
Because Season 3 just came out, so we decided to watch all the seasons.
And discuss them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Discuss them all.
Brief synopsis of the season?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, me.
Yes.
Okay. So with Season 2, it takes us with Arisu and his surviving friends. They're forced to play more lethal games to collect all of the remaining face cards. So we're at the Jacks, the Queens, and the Kings. And their goal is to escape the Borderlands. They learn that the Borderlands are a metaphysical state between life and death because of the meteorite that impacted the meteorite impact in the real world of Tokyo. And the games are a test of the mind for those with near-death experiences. So let's start off with our ratings. 1 through 10.
Lauren.
I gave it an 8.5. I actually liked Season 2 better than Season 1 for me. I liked the games. I thought they were very hard. And I liked the storyline. And I liked the ending, getting a kind of like closure and like explanation for both Season 1 and Season 2.
Yeah.
I would say I'd give it an 8. I do like that it gave the face cards a more they were harder than all of Season 1, which makes sense because of the face cards. I also enjoyed that you have more camaraderie between all of the characters that we end up finding out, like who's still alive, who isn't. However, I feel like they took a lot of time in each game, which is great. They really only showed us, I think, 4. That's a lie. They showed us more games, but like, for instance, the Jack of Spades or whatever the game was, the very first one with the naked guy, that was like an episode and a half. Like it was a lot of...
They had a lot more time in each game too than the first.
Yeah, they had a lot more time, but some of it was just dragging. For me specifically was the last episode of this season, but I just felt like it dragged on too much where they could have maybe summarized the games a little bit better and maybe dived into some other ones a little bit more. It was still really good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would also give it an 8.5. I still like Season 1 better. I think almost with anything, the first season or the first movie of anything is usually, to me, the best because that's when you get to know like the story the most. I did like how it ended. I do like the difficulty of the games. I don't like... Oh, and I did like the action.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked the action parts. One thing which we'll talk about more is I don't like the fucking relationship between the Archer girl and Agumi. I was like, this is fucking weird. I don't like this.
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere.
It kind of disturbed me.
I couldn't tell if it was like supposed to be more of a fatherly or brotherly.
I feel like from her, it was more of an infatuation with him.
Was.
From him, it was he's just a protector.
Yeah,
but she...
I think she's in love with him.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like she
said, like, I tried sleeping with him and he won't sleep with me.
Yeah, but I think from him, she maybe saw her more as like a little sister.
Yeah.
Which is good. But I was like, okay. But yeah, I still really like the season. And I like those aspects of it, but I guess like the mystery of it all obviously dies down in season 2, so that's why it's not as compelling. But still a very good season.
Yeah.
I liked that the elf boy got more screen time.
Shishia.
Elf boy, we really get to see his like
Yeah,
smarts.
I really liked that they had a lot of storyline in this season.
Yeah.
It was good. Oh yeah, and another thing I like about this season is I grew more attached to the characters.
Oh, 1000.
Yeah, which I liked and had a big impact as well. Okay, so remember in season 1, we leave off with the beach dying or being burned. And Arisu, Chishia, Kuina, and Usagi are on Shibuya Street, and they see the King of Spades, the giant aircraft with the King of Spades blimp. So that's what we see. Coming into episode 1 of this season, we start seeing other players from the beach. They're driving in their cars. They're coming to Shibuya as well because they obviously see the giant flag where Arisu and the others are. Suddenly, everyone's being shot at. We don't know where it's coming from, but everyone starts running away. A person emerges from the street wearing a mask and a cloak. It's the King of Spades, and he's just going around killing everybody.
Mind you, he has an anti-tank rifle, so they're fucking exploding. They're not. It's not
like a little bullet.
It's not little bullets.
It's like boom.
Yeah, boom. Like it's throwing cars everywhere.
Yes. Also, the King of Spades has unlimited ammo. So
And he gets it from the blimp.
he gets it from the aircraft.
Oh.
Yeah.
They just dropping it down.
And you said, "Where the fuck is this coming from?"
Yeah.
It's getting dropped from the blimp.
So pretty much the King of Spades represents the king of the physical challenges. So he is the cream of the crop, the hardest physical challenge you can face. As everyone's running away, Anne and Tata come with a car to save the 4 of them. The 4 of them meaning Kuina, Arisu, Chishia, and Usagi. However, Chishia gets left behind because he sees a grenade being thrown, and he's like, "You guys just go, I'll be back here." So he kind of gets left behind. The King of Spades steals a car and starts following Arisu's group in a deadly pursuit. It starts off with Tata driving the car, but Anne's like, "You fucking don't know how to drive, let me take over." So she takes over. However, Arisu's car ends up flipping over, and the King of Spades car gets hit by another oncoming car.
The way he gets his car, though, let me just tell you, this man is wild.
Yeah.
He jumps on. So you have a little scene where there's 4 players. I was about to say 4 friends. 4 players in a car, and they're just chatting about, their life. And then he hops on the car. They don't hear anything. And then all of a sudden, first girl in the back gets shot through the roof. Then the third one. And then he goes to the side and he just shoots the driver.
Yep.
And then he obviously pushes him out the car so he can get in it and drive it. But I was like, that's fucking badass.
Yeah.
But
like
wild.
a special ops military.
Oh, for
1,000.
sure. I was like, I ain't surviving this shit. Ain't no fucking way. The King of Spades gets hit by an oncoming car. However, he doesn't die. The car bursts into flames. However, he emerges from the fire and he starts attacking again. And amidst running away, Anne ends up getting separated from the group. So we have Arisu, Usagi, Tata, and Kuina all together taking shelter in a building. So they're pretty much hiding.
Sorry, small comment. Kuina. She is doing all of this in a bikini top and flip-flops, by the way. I was like, I'm looking at her shoes and she's wearing thong flip-flops.
She got those claws that hang onto her shoes.
Like thong platform.
Yes. Like platform,
flip-flops.
just a baddie.
Her whole attire makes me laugh the whole time.
She's like, I'm not changing.
And she always, she has a fake,
Pen.
because she's trying to quit smoking.
Yeah.
So it's to help her with that thing.
The stress.
So she always has something in her mouth too.
Mm-hmm.
So they're taking shelter in a building or hiding from the King of Spades. And then Arisu and Usagi end up going to look for food while Tata and Kuina go look for a car. Usagi ends up opening up to Arisu about what happened to her dad before coming to the games. It's kind of at this point that she's kind of stating like, I don't know if I want to leave or not. And Aris is kind of concerned. The four of them decide to enter a different game in order to avoid the King of Spades. So they find themselves at the King of Clubs game, which is based on teamwork. Upon arrival to a shipping container yard, they see it's a 5-player game, but there's only 4 of them. And surprise, guess who's behind them? The cockroach Niragi is there, already wearing the bracelet for him to enter.
And he is burnt alive, so he's disfigured.
Yeah, he's disfigured. He's coughing up blood. Somehow he's still going. So the 5 of them end up entering the game. And we figure out that it's going to be Aris's team versus the King of Clubs team. The King of Clubs walks in and introduces himself as Kuma. He's fucking buck naked.
He's a nudist.
He doesn't believe in clothes.
And then he ends up introducing all of his members, and he says, we are citizens of this country.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's the end of episode 1.
Yep. Usagi's monologue in the convenience store took way too long. Every time she talks, takes way too long.
Yeah, I was like, let's get on with it.
Yeah, so that's what I mean by like, especially this season, like great season, but it's like, come on.
You're right.
Yeah. Like
the in-betweens of the games, we're just like, all right, let's keep going.
Let's get it going.
I mean, yeah, I get that it adds to like the emotion of it all, but I was like, okay.
Kind of.
What I like too is we'll see the dynamic change of, so in the first season, Usagi was like known, she's seen as the heroine. Like she's trying to get everybody to find a purpose so that they can find a way to get out of the Borderlands. Then she changes her mind in the second season, and Arisu is the one that's like, no, we need to find our way out. Like we can do this together.
They kind of switch roles a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that I liked because I was like, I mean, I need a little bit more substance from her.
Like a place for character development to happen.
Yeah.
Versus just like she's this badass who can
Parkour and
fucking challenges.
Yeah, I kind of like their dynamic of also Usagi being the one stronger in physical aspect, and Arisu being more of like the
brains.
Yeah.
And the one that because at the first one, he, with his grief, he just didn't want to move on. And then it's like, with all the sacrifices that people made for him, he's like, okay, now I need to push other people to want to live too.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the end of episode 1. And we'll take it to Lauren for episode 2. Okay.
So this is from Alice in Borderland Wiki. So in episode 2, we are introduced to Kiyuma's past. He and the other members of the King of Clubs team were a popular band performing in small venues prior to their time in Alice in Borderland.
Which was singing entirely in English. And I was like, okay.
Interesting.
Interesting.
In the present, the rules of the game are explained. This game, called Osmosis, gives each team 10,000 points to divide among themselves as necessary. The team with the most points after 2 hours wins. Players can gain points in 3 ways. They can battle, they can find items, or they have their bases for each team. In a battle, a player touches an opponent to battle each other. The one with more points takes 500 points from the loser. Allies can hold hands to combine their points for a battle. 6 items are hidden in the shipping containers because this takes place at a shipping container yard.
And the shipping container yard is fucking huge.
Oh, it's like,
I don't know how they come across these
it's
items,
massive.
But yeah.
Each granting points when they find the items. Finally, every team has a base in the form of a lightning rod. A player that touches the enemy base steals 10,000 points, but the defenders at their own base hold infinite points and can take 10,000 points from the challengers when they are touching their base pole. Any player or citizen who loses all points dies, and any participant who finishes a battle is inactive until they return to their base. Yes. When the game begins, Arisu quickly employs a strategy. Tata guards the base with a minimum of 100 points. So they give him the least amount of points, so he'll have infinite if he touches the pole. The other 4 split into pairs, with the faster player in each pair taking fewer points and the slower player taking more. With this approach, Arisu and secure 2 items and win battles against Kiyuma and Makai, raising their score. Usagi and Niragi also fight Goken, which is another one from the club's team. By the end of the round, Arisu's team leads by 4,000 points. Kiyuma...
He realizes too when the first battle happens, which is against Kiyuma, Arisu realizes that he's like, you guys split all your points evenly.
Yes, they were even. Yeah.
And he was like, well, yeah.
People.
He's like, yeah, I trust them.
Yeah, he's like, we all play fair, basically.
We're like, fucking damn.
Like, okay.
No
strategy at all.
No strategy.
Just naked and splitting points evenly.
Listen,
As
though,
nature
that
intended.
actor, though, the body, I was like, hey.
He had a great body. It kept panning, too, every time. It would pan to him, and as soon as it would get to his lower half, it would just, like, cut right off in his abs.
Yeah.
Or there'd be something
It's like,
blocking. I was wondering, I wonder if the actor always looks like this, or he had to, like, get like this for the role.
Okay, so Kiyuma from the club's team counters with a plan to overturn the lead, while Arisu's team is searching for items, and Uta, which is club's team, is guarding the base. Kiyuma's team storms Arisu's base together.
The girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Club's team storms Arisu's base. Tata manages to stop Shitara, who is
the one with the longer hair.
Yes, who is killed after losing all his points. Was a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But cannot hold back the others. Kiyuma reaches the base and steals 10,000 points for his team.
He basically tells Kiyuma too, before he dies, he's like, my death better not have been in vain.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pretty much, when the King of Clubs team was trying to figure out what they want to do, they pretty much all come to the conclusion that, like, let's just all attack it together, and whoever this person chooses to touch dies, then we gotta accept it.
They say to Tata too, they're like, which one of us are you going to basically choose to die?
Yeah.
And then he's
Which I'm like, if it was me, I would have been like...
just like
one
really
with my
quick.
foot and one with my
I
hand.
just like hugged the base and been like... Okay, to recover, Arisu's group tries to find the 3 remaining items while avoiding combat. The attempt fails, and Kiyuma's team discovers 2 of the items, and Goken, Takumi, and Kiyuma each win battles against Usagi, Kuina, and Arisu. These victories widen the King of Clubs lead.
Mm-hmm.
Arisu decides to copy Kiyuma's tactic and launch an attack on the enemy base. For the plan to succeed, 2 players must touch the base. Usagi distracts Goken while her teammates charge. So Usagi is doing her thing on top of the shipping containers. Fucking
Parkour.
leaping between them. Crazy.
Parkour.
She pretty much taunts
Doing what she does
Goken, and
best.
she's like, come get me, you
Yeah.
know, and he's just like, okay.
She tried to
He also
distract.
parkours because did you see him fucking
Fuck yeah.
levitate?
Yes.
I was like, how?
Literally climbed on a flat surface, essentially.
Climbed air, basically,
He's
to get
also
on
just
top of
like-
these containers.
He's skinny, but he has long arms and legs.
Mhm.
So he's just like...
He's a monkey, just jumping, catching.
Arisu remains inactive from his earlier loss. So although Kiyuma touches him, he does not lose points. Okay, Arisu is inactive. So when Kiyuma touches him, he does not lose any points. Only Niragi reaches the base, but the plan still fails because they don't get enough points. With little hope left, Arisu's team resigns themselves to defeat as the game begins to wind down. Usagi manages to locate the final item, adding a few points. Soon after, Niragi, aware of his approaching death, assaults her and tries to fucking rape her again in the middle of the open outside. He strikes
I'm like, you're
her.
about to die, and this is the only thing you can think
Literally,
of to do
I
right
thought
now.
that he was like coming to the realization, like, I'm about to die. Maybe I'll help my team.
No.
No,
No,
he only
he's
thinks
a
about
piece of
himself.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
He strikes her head, leaving her unconscious, but Arisu eventually finds them and beats
Stops
shit
him.
out of him and saves her to bring her back to the base.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, get your hands off my woman. With the
Period.
King of Club team ahead by 500 points, Arisu comes up with one last.
That's in episode 3.
Whoop.
Oh.
Okay.
End of episode 2.
That's what I'm saying. That it's like a whole episode and a half.
yeah.
That was the end of episode 2 then.
So
Okay.
episode 2 is where you said, they're short 500 points. They have 9 minutes left, and Niragi is trying
Being a
to
piece of
fuck
shit.
Miss Girl.
Yeah, unconscious.
The
He
cockroach?
knocks her unconscious first, and then he's trying to rape her.
Yep.
The cockroach is trying to thrive.
And I was
Trying to thrive and survive. He probably smells like ass, too, with all his burnt flesh.
oh my god. And coughing up blood.
Yeah. Nasty.
I mean, they all probably smell like shit,
That's
but
fair.
he
We
probably
feel like
smells the
a
worst.
decent shower.
So thoughts on episode 2, which is basically the whole game.
I like it. Like I like the idea of the game. And I kind of like Kuma as a character. Like I think he's kind of funny.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I thought he was funny, but he's also like he's kind of carefree, but at the same time he cares about his team.
Yeah.
So I think that makes him a good character. And he's not someone that's outwardly aggressive. So like he presents things in a very fair manner, and he's just like, it is what it is. We'll see what happens, and does it that way. Yeah.
My question was when Tata was touching their base, and he was only able to touch one other player, but they were all still kind of standing around him. If he was still touching the base and he had just like quickly touched them even after they had touched their base, would that not have also taken their points from them?
I think it would have, but
I think that's why they all charged at the same time. Because reality is, if they're all charging at the exact same time, you're not going to get all of them, even if you did a swipe like that.
yeah.
There's going to be somebody that's also too. You're standing on one side. It'd be different if he was hugging.
He should have sat on it and been like,
Or have your ass on it.
Yeah.
Just start
I feel like
going.
I feel like he could have been more effective.
He's
It's
not-
okay. Tata redeemed himself later.
He does. He's not the smartest,
It's okay,
obviously.
Tata.
And, under the pressure of the game, who knows what each of us would have done at that time. But
I would have sat my ass on the pole.
I thought there was definitely a missed opportunity though when they all charged at the king's pole.
yeah.
Arisu had a great plan. Obviously, his plan was
to fool.
to fool them because he was inactive. It technically was Queena's fault because she couldn't get past. But it was like Tata's obviously taking all the guilt on himself. Like he's like, "Fuck, I fucked this all up, whatever." But it's like really your teammates.
fucking Niragi's being an asshole, and he's like, "It's all your fault. Like you can't fucking do shit."
Yeah, the cockroach. The cockroach being a cockroach.
Yeah.
But really, it's like had his team succeeded, they would have won.
Yeah, they would have been in a good.
I mean, they would have been in a good spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
can't
it's
have
unfortunate.
Alice in Borderland if they die.
I mean,
Episode 2.
Kuma ends up touching Arisu. That's how he finds out he's inactive, right? Or
Yeah.
It's
And then
it
they
tells
both
him.
get electrocuted or something.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, I can't remember how that went down.
Because they were all holding on to the post. So all the King's players were holding on to it. So they all had unlimited points.
Okay.
And then they were trying to get them off of the pole. To
Like luring them away from it.
yeah.
Yeah, but then because Arisu was inactive, then he didn't get 10,000 points taken away from him, and therefore he was safe.
Correct. Yes.
Right.
Because it took away one person from the pole, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then we're on to episode 3.
Okay, so episode 3, Tata's past is revealed in episode 3. He once worked as a car mechanic, but felt little satisfaction in his job, often putting in minimal effort and neglecting safety measures. One day, while his colleague worked under a car, the jack of that car that Tata had placed incorrectly slipped and crushed the person's arm, I think it was, and severely injured his hand. Overcome with guilt, Tata swore from then on to do his work properly. In the present, Arisu stops Niragi from assaulting Usagi, as it left off in the second
He
episode.
beats his ass.
For his woman.
I give myself some claps there.
Throwing him to the ground and beating him in a rage, Arisu carries Usagi back to the base and lays her down still unconscious. Even so, the team has little hope left as Niragi and Kuina prepare for their deaths. Arisu later meets Kiyumi by the harbor. After a brief friendly conversation, Arisu tricks Kiyuma into shaking his hand. Kiyumi assumes he will win because of his higher score, but to his shock, Arisu reveals he has more points. Arisu explains that earlier, Tata sacrificed his hand to ensure his friend's survival in the game. He asked Arisu to slam a door of the shipping container on his hand, crushing it and allowing Tata to slip off his bracelet. Because the rules did not forbid this, Arisu could carry both bracelets, concealing the second one and holding the combined points. With this trick, he defeats Kiyuma. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that scene was fucking gross.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Gerald's Game. You ever watch that movie?
Yes.
Yep. She takes a handcuff off and rips her skin off.
Yeah, so Tata in an effort to try to help his team is found trying to crush his hand with the shipping container by himself. Obviously cannot do it with the same force of somebody else.
Symbolic since he crushed his coworkers.
Yeah. Yep. Arisu's team steals 500 points from the King of Clubs team, just enough to secure a victory as the timer runs out. Kiyuma accepts his loss, declaring that he has no regrets before he gets killed and falls into the sea. Goken, Makai, and Uta also accept their end, thanking Kiyuma before also meeting their end. The blimp carrying the King of Clubs banner ignites and crashes into the sea. However, Tata succumbs to his injuries soon after the victory, and his champions bury him.
Yes. So he dies from blood loss.
Yeah.
That was a sad loss, too.
That was sad.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I'll be okay. It's okay. And then he comes back and
well, I was like, okay, hold on. Before the rest of the episodes fucking piss me off. Everyone loses blood. Like, and we'll get to that. You know, the later episodes, like everybody just loses an ounce of blood. But Tata dies because he loses all this blood.
Other people will get fucking shot up top to bottom. The Tata's like,
I think it's also their will to live.
That's fair if he accepted his fate, I guess.
Because which we talk about later towards the ending, we find out like what Borderlands, which you kind of go over it in the process, but what Borderlands represents and
like
everything.
Choices.
Like choices.
Your will
to live, your purpose.
Yeah.
Etc.
Yep. Okay. They do a cute little burial for Tata.
A cute little burial.
They put his hat.
One thing to note is that Niragi, cockroach, still survived. He is at the graveside of Tata, and he does thank Tata.
This is the least he can fucking do. Oh, that was also
He's
sad.
like, thanks for saving me.
When Tata, I forget what exactly the moment he mentions to Arisu, but he was like, he mentions that Arisu thanked him at one point, and he was like, that was like the best, like the nicest gesture I've ever gotten from someone is being thanked and being appreciated, because he never was thanked in his life. So when Arisu like thanked him right as he was dying, I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's all he ever wanted.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was always just told that he was useless.
Yeah, did everything wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
Okay, when night falls, the Jack of Hearts game begins inside Tio prison with Chishiya among the players. This game is called Solitary Confinement. Mm-hmm. It forces each participant to wear a collar that displays a card suit on the back of their neck. Players cannot see their own suit and must rely on the others to tell them the truth. At the end of each round, they must correctly declare their suit or be killed. Hidden among them is the Jack of Hearts, and because food is provided and visas are frozen, the game could continue indefinitely until the Jack is eliminated.
Mm-hmm. Or all the other players are
or all the other
dead.
Players. As soon as the game starts, Urumi gathers an alliance. I think that's the girl, right?
Yeah, she's literally wearing like an Alice
like a
costume.
like a little girl's costume.
Yeah.
She gathers an alliance promising to share information honestly. In round 1, all players tell the truth and everyone survives. In round 2, a thug named Kiryu, maybe.
Who's the thug?
He was the one that was beating the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Not really important.
Yeah.
Thug guy. forces another player to reveal his suit. Seeking revenge, that player lies to the thug guy about his suit, causing him to answer incorrectly and die. Basically,
This is because somebody,
Bonda.
Bonda
got
was
in
the
his
one
head.
that got in his head and told him like, hey, you could totally lie so he stops beating your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
basically.
like, I think he could be he basically tells everyone, like, I think he could be
Yeah.
the Jack. I think he could
He's
be
an
the Jack.
instigator.
And within the last 5 minutes of every round, they have to go in their own separate cells. And that's where they, they announce what they believe their card is. And then,
If they're wrong, then their collar explodes and they die.
yeah.
Also, Bonda, he makes an alliance right away with another guy, saying that
I like the way you look. You have darkness.
yeah,
in
he's like, you
or
have darkness in you or something.
So there's
you
like
try
a
to
couple.
hide among. You use your hair to hide your. Whatever.
There's a couple alliances. There's Bonda with that guy. Then there is the Alice girl that starts. She actually has the biggest alliance. Like she's just grabbing people. Chishia ends up making an alliance with the kid that
Ipe.
that had the thug killed. And then there is I call him the boss man with the little secretary woman.
His submissive.
Yeah, they got caught fucking. So they're like, all right, they're connected.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I'm sure there's others, but those are the main four.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. After this, Arumi, the Alice girl, begins to lie to her alliance, quickly leading to a series of deaths. By round 9, a group of players lies to her in return, and then she ends up dying as well.
Yeah. So Chishia ends up on this Alice girl's team, or on this Alice girl's alliance as well. But he's just kind of observing.
Yeah.
Like he always is,
Like he always is. He's
True
just kind of in the
character of
background. He's trying to keep a low profile. The Alice girl starts getting each members to turn on each other and lie. And then eventually that turns on her because now
They don't trust her.
they don't trust her. So she dies.
But the girl that on their team that is the one that's like, I think she's lying to me. So remember, there's a girl that continuously, like, every time she sees the Alice, what's her name? Her name's Alice.
Arumi,
thank you. Every time she sees Arumi lying, she's like, this bitch is fucking lying to me. So she ends up telling her the truth. Arumi tells the girl the truth. It was like maybe a heart or something.
Yeah.
And then she's like,
She asks
I'm
you
not
guys.
fucking believing your ass. So then she runs. She has a couple minutes left. She runs, comes across these two guys, and she's like, hey, I feel like my teammates are lying to me. Can you tell me what my suit is? They tell her it's a club. And she's like, oh my God, thank you, thank you. And then she fucking dies.
Yeah.
because they lied to her.
Yeah.
It's definitely like fucks with your mind because you don't know who to trust anymore.
And during this time too, Chishia is being observant. He's telling Ipe that like the boss guy, obviously he has his woman under his control, so she will believe whatever he says. And he's telling him basically you need to observe all of your players to really tell who is lying and who is telling the truth.
Also, pretty much this episode ends with Chishia's partner, Ipe. Is that his name?
Yes.
He's just like, I don't know, he just gives up.
Yeah, he's like, I don't
He
care
ends up
anymore,
not giving an answer.
And he still dies.
And he dies. But that puts Chishia in a pickle because now everyone's going to think that he gave his partner the wrong answer.
And he doesn't have anyone that he trusts and that trusts him to tell him his answer.
Because
Also-
there's only 5 players left.
Yep.
Yes.
By the end of this
The
episode.
secretary girl, boss man, Bonda,
His guy.
the
one with the dark eyes.
Yeah. And,
and
then
then
Chishia.
Chishia.
And when the girl with the lollipop, what's her name again? I'm sorry.
Arumi.
Here we go again.
Arumi.
Arumi. I didn't write her name down. When Arumi dies, also the old man in her group, he dies the same round because there was only, technically there was 6 of them, but it was Chishia who's not participating and then the one that decided not to give an answer. So really it's the other 4, the guy with the glasses and the girl that was next to him. They decided to come up with a plan to lie to both of them.
Yeah.
Because of the way that They saw how she was. She was being deceitful to all her players. The old man was like, we need to get her out. And then they were just like, let's just eliminate both of them.
Yeah.
So
They're
you
like,
know?
we can't trust both of them. So
So they all die.
So they all die. The entire group pretty much explodes. Yeah.
And for me, I was like, I'm just going to every group being like, hey, what am I? And then like from there,
Majority,
deciding,
yeah.
being like, okay, who told me the truth or who told me the same thing twice or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it wasn't mentioned they can't look at reflections too. So
Yeah.
they
Yes.
can't look like in a mirror or something to see what they are because if they do, then they die. That's cheating.
Yeah.
And that's the end of episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks too. The whole thing of like, you could be in there forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they have food and everything, but like, fuck.
Yep.
Just getting your mind fucked with the entire time.
Mhm.
And if you're, what's crazy though too is that, okay, this could be a never ending game. Obviously they supply you with food forever. What if you get tired and go to sleep? What happens?
Yeah. Like, when do they sleep? Because
Never.
how long are the rounds?
An hour. Each round is an hour,
Fuck.
and then
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
So you
within
can
the
literally nap for like maybe 30 minutes and be like, okay, what am I?
or get your answer first.
Hello, help.
Yeah, what the fuck? Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, and they aren't allowed to kill each other in solitary confinement. There was a rule that they can't.
They can't assassinate each
Yeah,
other.
they
They
can't,
have
like-
to play.
That guy can beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah. But you
Yeah.
can't kill them.
You can't kill them. You just have to play by the rules of just. It's a mind game.
Yep.
Right.
It's a hearts game,
It's
so
a
it makes sense.
hearts game.
All right, episode 4. So we're left with the 5 players. So Chishia, Banda, and the Dark Eyes, Boss Man, and the secretary lady. Well, she looks like a secretary, but whatever. I said
Dom
Chishia, the
said.
serial killer, and Boss Man. Serial killer is Banda because we find out that he is a serial
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah.
So, Chishia is starting to, he tries to make an alliance with the Dark Eyes first.
Matsushita is his name. If you care.
Matsushita.
Matsushita. He tries to make an alliance with him. He's like, hey, I don't have a partner anymore. Would you mind telling me what my suit is?
Mm-hmm.
And he first tries to ignore him, but then he ends up telling him, what did he say was his suit? He lies to him, but he tells him,
he tells him it's a heart instead, but Chishia's was a diamond.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, so I have a heart, or supposedly I'm a heart. And then he goes,
I think he was more like, well, I'm definitely not that.
well, that, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like, he said heart.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, now I need to ask somebody else.
Yeah.
And he stays in the food area the entire time. He's like, this is the only time that I can catch him. Eventually we'll understand why he was always in the food area.
Yeah.
But then he comes to the secretary girl while she's picking her snacks, and he asks her the same thing. Hey, I don't have a partner in here. By any chance, can you tell me what my suit is? And she just ignores him and runs away.
Yeah.
So Chishia does what he does best, and he just starts, the brain is braining.
Beautiful minding that shit.
Brain blast.
And we come to find out that, before we find out, I forget the names already. So Matsushita tells Banda his suit, which he also lies.
Mm-hmm.
And then the boss man and the woman, someone went to her and manipulated her, right? So that's why she lied to boss man. Wait, is that shown? That's not shown.
It's shown after.
Yeah.
It's shown after. Okay.
Yeah.
So we see that she tells boss man the wrong suit as well.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we're thinking everybody gonna fucking die besides the Jack of Hearts, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the Jack of Hearts? We don't technically know yet.
Mm-hmm.
So then where are we at? They go in to their I almost said stall. They go into their cell, and then Chishia is like debating because he has no answer right now. He's like, well, he told me I was a heart, and he's like, it's either, because he's like, probability, he's like, it's either a diamond or a club or some bullshit. And then he's like, I'm going to say diamond. Like, how the fuck do you come up with that?
He literally is just 50-50.
Yeah. The whole time.
He was like,
50-50s
well,
everything. This whole game. But
he's like, this is all I have to go on.
yeah. So he says diamond, and then we end up, they cut to a scene where they show all the sellers in a row, and you hear bombs go off. Well, supposedly collars go off. The first door that opens up is the Dark Eyes boy.
Mm-hmm.
I keep wanting to say Mitsuha. That's why I can't say his name.
Matsushita. It's Mitsubishi.
Wait.
Am I missing something?
Matsushita.
He doesn't die, does he?
No, he doesn't. He's the first one that comes out.
Yes. Okay, sorry.
So he's the first one that comes out of the cell. And he's like,
he's laughing.
Oh my God, I survived.
Like,
we know that he is a jack of hearts.
Mm-hmm. Very obvious.
We found out that he's a jack of hearts basically before they all go into their cells, right?
No, I think
it was after.
It was after.
Okay.
Because then they start to explain what
Shishia
explains what he saw.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that happens. And then Shishia comes out of his cell.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, what? Like, he's like, oh, you survived. And he basically accuses him, not even accuse him. He calls him out and he says, I know that you're the jack of hearts.
Yeah.
And then he thinks that everybody else is dead because he manipulated them, told them all the wrong Sue and whatnot. And then come around Boss Man and Banda.
Mm-hmm.
And we end up finding out, or we see a scene where
they're taking a leak.
They're taking a leak next to each other. And there's a specific conversation that they have that the boss man says that's the reason why he could trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what he said?
Nope.
Fuck.
It's okay.
Something about he knew that Banda is a serial killer. And something about like, oh my God, it's significant as to why they knew that their counterparts,
could trust each other.
That they could trust each other, and the reason why they knew that people were lying to them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, they tell each other what their callers are.
Yeah.
And this is before they go back to their partners.
Mm-hmm.
Or even after, doesn't matter. But this is how Boss Man knows that the girl lied to him because of she tells him that he's something else that Banda didn't tell him.
They both just realized, so during the exchange, they realized that neither of them can be manipulated or control the other. Banda tells Yaba that Borderlands is really a beautiful place, and Yaba admits he sees it as a world to be conquered. This shared nihilism and ambition solidifies their decision to team up.
What's his name? Yaba, like Yaba Hut. It's Jabba Hut.
Banda and Yaba.
Jabba the Hutt.
And then we go into the brain of Chishia, where he is like, this is how I found out that you were the Jack of Hearts. So he was like, the entire time, your biggest teammate was the secretary girl. So he said, so we find out why he's always in the pantry room or the lunchroom. He notices that there's cookies specifically. There's 4 different color packages. And they each, every time there was between each round, they would always go into that room and they would always pick that cookie. Mm-hmm. There's a variety of different food that they can choose.
And he would even be like, this is better than that one. And neither of them wanted to take the one that was better.
So he noticed that while he was in the game, every round he would be observant of where they would walk past the cookies that they would grab. He didn't know what color was what, but he knew that they always continuously would walk past each other, and then they would kind of separate.
I think the different colored packages represented different symbols, right? So
there was a red.
Yeah, but for him, like Shishia didn't know which one was what, but he just knew that that's how they were communicating.
Right.
And then they win because they called him out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so pretty much Yaba and Banda just throw Jack of Hearts into a cell and start torturing him.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
because
he
they
ends up
want
giving
more
up.
information about the world, like why
Yeah.
he was a Jack, thinking that he has more information about
Right.
what's going on.
Right.
And then Shishio walks out of the prison freely,
Mm-hmm.
like the little elf man he
Like
is,
the little surviving elf he is.
as the blimp explodes. So then I have here, it says, we're back with the other team. So Arisu doesn't believe they'll ever get out of the game world. Quina tells him that she will never give up because then Tata died in vain. So she goes out to search for Chishia and Anne in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And Usagi stays behind with Arisu. Of course they do, because they're always together. And then during this, you can filter in because you have more notes than me, but Arisu and Usagi end up in the middle of the King of Spades arena again. So that his arena is the entire city.
Yep.
And he's just walking through, just killing everything in his sight.
Yeah.
So
Before that,
Yeah.
so pretty much Usagi, Arisu's kind of in this like, I don't know, depressed thinking state. She convinces him to go hunting with her, and then that's how when they're out. Ew, I have slobber on me. When they're out and about, they actually find a commune full of dead players. So there was like an area where people just kind of gathered and sort of just kind of coexisted together. And then they come across a player that on the verge of death, he says film before he passes. So they go into his trailer and watches the films
totally
that he
forgot this scene.
and
Now I
watches the
remember
films
it.
that he took.
That's when the King of Spades fighting.
Yeah. Anne is in one of the films. She's noting that time is strange there as plants are growing too quickly. People are entering at different points in time. Things are rotting at a certain time, etc. And her goal is that she wants to leave Tokyo and explore and figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
In the film, we see someone going to see a lady because she remembers like something about the fireworks that's strange. And then as one player was about to talk about the fireworks, they get shot by the king or
Yeah.
one
King of
player they get shot by the King of Spades. So Arisu and Usagi start running from the King of Spades.
They're in the forest.
Yeah.
And as they're trying to run away from the King of Spades, Arisu gets hit by a weapon in the tree, and then he comes face to face with a girl who's missing half of her leg. And then he wakes up, like he goes unconscious. He wakes up. The girl's just sitting there by the campfire next to him, and she says that someone had carried him to their campgrounds because he obviously did not. They get separated, him and Usagi. And so he wakes up and he's in a different spot. She says somebody carried him to their campgrounds, and we find out that it was Aguni, and Aguni is alive.
Somehow.
Somewhere.
I don't know. He
And
got
what is
shot
this
like a
girl's
million
name?
times.
Hey, yeah.
That's
Heya.
her name? Heya?
I call her Archer Girl.
I call her girl missing half.
I call her Katniss.
I literally say missing leg girl. That's what I call her
Name
the whole
is
time.
Heya.
Hey, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's the end of episode 4. So we see that Aguni is still alive.
Aguni. Yes.
Aguni.
Thoughts on episode 4? About this entire game.
I liked the solitary confinement game.
I really like that game.
I thought it was a cool game, different from the rest of them.
Yeah. Definitely a hearts game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's literally just about trusting.
Trusting and
Somebody.
wits. If you can figure out,
Only Chishia can.
Like only
He's always in
Chishia
every
can.
wits game
he's the only one.
besides the apartment one.
Dude's never doing physical challenges.
No.
Literally,
he
he's
literally
just-
runs
he's
with
like,
his
"That's not
hands in
me."
his pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see. I found it one of the more like, oh shit, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah, of
game.
that season.
Yeah.
Of the season.
Like we go back to our previous episode, the hearts ones are typically the ones where we're like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scene with the film
Mm-hmm.
where they're starting to find more like context clues of what the Borderland is or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They always just fly over my head. I forgot that scene even happened. That's why I didn't write it down. I was like, oh, this is take too long.
Yeah,
We're watching this film for too long.
scene.
Okay, episode 5. Usagi is in the forest by herself. She's trying to look for Arisu.
Arisu! Always.
Aguni and Arisu are together, and Aguni tells him that he's trying to take down the King of Spades, and he asks for help. Arisu pretty much declines. He's like, I'm not ready to throw my life away yet, pretty much.
Yeah.
Arisu knows his limits. He's not a physical kind of guy.
He is not a
he's
physical
like,
kind of guy.
Give me a puzzle.
How? How do we defeat him? There's no way.
Flashback to Heia's, life, Archer Girl's life. She's a high school student. We figure out that her first game was pretty much escaping an exploding building. Her, in the midst of trying to escape, her left leg got stabbed through with like a pole. She ended up taking her leg out of that pole and dragging herself through a collapsed vent to escape. She makes this on the edge of the building. She leaps off into some water, just gambling on whether this water was boiling hot or not, and it was okay. And she drags herself into a hospital where she finds a doctor to help cut off her leg. But as payment, she must sleep with this doctor, or the doctor requests to sleep with her as payment.
And in her point of view is when we see, like, prior to Borderlands, kind of more of what happened, because that was, from her point of view, was that the first time we saw like a meteorite?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The explosion and how she ended up there, kind of. Is that the beginning of this episode?
Yeah.
Okay, because it shows basically her life prior, and she's like in school. Is she supposed to be in high school or college?
I think she's
definitely wearing a high school uniform.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's in high school. She's with her friends. She's talking about how she stole somebody's man in high school. So clearly she sleeps around. She's like, if there's a guy I want, I'm going to sleep with them. And then the meteor hits and she ends up in that game.
I don't know if this is where we see the meteor yet.
It is, because they look up in the sky.
Are you sure they didn't see fireworks?
It was a meteor.
Okay.
That's why I was confused by the
time.
fireworks one, because I wasn't paying attention to Chota saying fireworks. So that I was like, no, it's a meteor. But they're both the same.
Yeah, they represent the same things.
Yeah.
But she was the first, like, they saw the meteor come down. And so, she does exchange her body for the services of that doctor, because that is something that she is familiar with.
Yeah.
Her game, too, it's a 7 of Spades game that she gets put into. So it's a physical game, and it's called Boiling Death.
Yeah.
And it's literally, they're in a soccer arena. Stadium. And it just collapses. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And they just have to find their way out.
We also find out that her mom died previous to entering Borderlands. They're like talking, she's like talking about how that day was the anniversary of her mom's death. And in the game, she also sees like a figure of her mom calling to her when she's trying to drag herself out of the game.
Yeah. And that's when she jumps in the water and she makes some comment like, her
mom was a cheater.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, her mom saved her.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
She's like, come down here. It's fine. Yes. So, Arisu's sleeping in the forest. He wakes up to find Archer Girl bathing herself with a washcloth.
She's like, awake?
She's not good with women. He's like, I don't know where to look. And he's being all awkward. And she's like laughing at him, calling him a virgin. And then she tries to force herself onto him.
He's like, no, I love Usagi. Usagi.
She's, telling her no. And pretty much Aguni's like watching over there, like, what the fuck are you doing?
And she's like, I already tried with him and he won't sleep with me.
Yep. So she's tried to sleep with Aguni too. So the three of them are together, and they try to look for a way to ambush the King of Spades in this forest. Usagi is still alone. She's wandering out of the forest and ends up in a house. She's rummaging for food. She's hungry, and she finds a woman and a little boy there. The woman tells her she found the little boy pretty much all alone and has been kind of keeping him company.
Yeah, because he lost his parents.
Yes.
It's the first time we see a child as well.
Yeah. First time we see a really young child, anyone below high school age.
Yeah.
So there's no one off limits in Borderland.
No. Anne is also wandering the forest trying to follow her compass to take her, follow the direction on her map to see if she can get out of Tokyo. Arisu, Aguni, and Heya end up finding a cliff. Below that cliff is like a river, and they're going to try to lure the King of Spades there. They set a bunch of traps. The King of Spades is, fast forward to nighttime. The King of Spades is in the forest. He finds Arisu watching the tent, and he's trying to avoid the traps at the same time. So Aguni and Archer Girl pretty much made Arisu as bait.
Yeah.
Heya, who's hiding in a tree, sees the King of Spades. She sets off like this flare, and Aguni ends up shooting the King of Spades, but he just gets right back up. It doesn't do any damage. A gunfight ends up taking place in the forest. The King of Spades throws a grenade, forcing Arisu to jump off the cliff into the river. Aguni is like fighting the King of Spades. Heya ends up saving him from being shot dead. However, he is shot in the arm in the process and is injured. They fall down the mountainside. Aguni is unconscious, and the King of Spades retreats in the meantime. Arisu pulls himself out of the river. He's wandering out of the forest and continues searching for Usagi. He stumbles across the winning people leaving the game for the Queen of Diamonds, so we know that game is out of the mix now. Aguni keeps at this point when Aguni is asleep from his injury, he is hallucinating the Hatter, so he's hallucinating his friend. Pretty much telling him that he did a bunch of horrible things and he should just die.
Mm-hmm. And we know that Arisu does not know how to shoot a gun.
Yeah. Homie has bad aim. He don't know how to shoot.
And Queen is also in a Jack of Spades challenge during this time.
Yes.
I don't know
Kuina.
which.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know which Jack of Spades challenge she's in. I forget. But
It's something to do with she leaves with a lot of cuts. So they're
she's pretty much fighting other players who have weapons. And she's just
being a boss ass bitch.
They're in some arena.
in a bikini top.
She wins, but she's all slashed up. Anne is continuing to wander the forest. She hikes until she can find a lookout point where all she can see is mountainous terrain and a world that's not recognizable to her. So she knows they are not in Tokyo. This is not the city that they know.
Mm-hmm.
The little boy and the woman that Usagi encountered earlier at the house, she ends up entering a game with the little boy because his visa is about to expire. She finds Arisu at the same game, so they're reunited. This game is the Queen of Spades, and it's called Checkmate. This game pins the Queen's team against the Challenger's team. The Queen team starts off with 4 members versus the Challenger team has 16. Both teams have a king who cannot, we'll talk about that. Both teams have a king, and she chooses the little boy to be the king. The teams will alternate turns for 16 rounds, pretty much to chase each other. The Queen's team gets to chase the challengers first. If the button on the player's back is pushed, it turns them from blue to red, and they are not on the Queen's team, but they are not allowed to move for the rest of that round. The king is not allowed to change teams, so he's pretty much stuck on that team no matter what.
And they have 5 minutes for every round.
They do have 5 minutes for each round. And then at the end of this, the team with the most members wins.
Mm-hmm.
So either the Challengers team wins or the Queen's team wins, but either way, someone on each side is going to die, either the little boy or the Queen.
Yep. And they're in some industrial setting.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of stairs, pipes, all the things.
Yep. Kind of reminds me of
basically laser tag.
It reminds me of Super Mario in the original, when he's climbing up to get to Donkey Kong, and
where
he's
it's just
talking the barrels.
The
Yeah. So the tag game starts. the Queen's team, is the first one to start chasing everybody. She keeps gaining members.
Side note, really quick. This queen, she is basically her best opponent is Usagi. Like physique wise,
Yeah.
this
The
girl
same
is
girl.
parkour.
Yeah.
She is
She's
the
like, I can
strongest
out-parkour you.
member,
Yeah.
literally stronger than Usagi. She is the strongest person on this arena, and that is why she is known for always winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. She's a strong woman. Queen team members start running away from so the challenger team members are starting to get turned onto the Queen's team, and now that that's happening, they don't want to be turned back. They want to be on the winning team, and they know that the Queen can provide that for them because she's strong. So anytime they see a challenger member now, they start running away because they don't want to be turned back.
Yeah.
They're like,
And
Well,
the reason why they
first-
want to stay on the queen side is because basically the queen told them, if you stay with me and you win, you never have to leave this arena again.
yeah,
You don't have to join any other game. You can basically
Your
become
visa
a
won't
resident.
expire.
Your visa won't expire. You could basically become a resident, and I always win.
yeah.
So you're gonna live.
You'll be
forever.
safe. Yeah. Yeah.
And even when they try to turn the people back to the challenger team, she like basically fights them off and doesn't let them tag
Them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's she drops in front of them like
Yep.
psych.
Black Widow. Like,
So pretty soon, all that's left on the challenger team is Usagi, Arisu, and the little boy. However, the queen states that she wants Arisu. So she tries to chase him down. However, Usagi intervenes.
she
and
said,
gets
I
in the way.
want her man.
And Usagi said, bitch, you're gonna fight me for him. And that was the end of episode 5.
Well, Arisu suggests that because he starts to see that they're losing numbers quickly. And he's like, okay, they were together the whole time.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to, get their numbers up. And then Arisu's like, okay, we need to split up because we need to gain more ground.
Yeah.
We are losing. There's only
Too many
3 of
people.
us. And the little boy isn't doing anything because Usagi told him to just stand where they first started.
Yeah, he's
Because
not
no
gonna-
one's even going to come after him. Like
No,
he can't
you
do
can't
anything.
Change
Yeah.
teams.
So it's literally up to them two to get everybody else back to the challenger side. And there's a moment where Arisu's telling her, hey, we need to split up. And she's like, I won't lose you. And I was like, oh, they're starting to fall in love. And he's like, okay, because it's such a huge arena. They're like, every time the sirens go off, like meet at this side of the arena, we'll find what level
communicate.
we're on so we
Yeah.
can communicate. I put the Queen's team is jumping around like monkeys, just getting everybody. And then, that's it. That she just only wants him. She does not want Usagi.
No,
and
she don't
she's
care
like,
about her.
she is a fucking problem.
She's
So
like, she wants to be me real bad.
there can only be one queen that can do parkour here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the end of episode 5.
In my mind too, but again, I was like, had they just had a conversation and been like, let's agree just to tag each other back to our team. I know that she like convinced them loosely to like just join so they don't have to play other games. But I'm like, if they had just agreed in the beginning, like if I get turned, just turn me back, they could have won.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you're faced with knowing that the King of Spades, the entire city is his arena, like, I don't know, maybe I would have fell on the Queen's side too, to be like, I don't
I'm
want to
staying
fucking
here.
He could literally be right outside the arena.
Yeah.
You walk out and you're dead. Like, I'd rather just fucking stay here.
Yeah.
But then you can't get out of that arena. Then you're stuck in that arena forever until you die.
Right. But right now, coming from the other players' perspective, I would think they don't know that there's anything else outside of, they don't know how to get out of Borderland. They're not even thinking of, how do I get out of here?
Yeah.
They're just like, I don't want to play another game. And if you're promising me to be safe and clearly, she's a superhero,
She is Black Widow.
I will,
Stay
I'm
here
gonna
with
fight
you.
for you, Miss Girl.
Yeah.
If you can promise me that.
I can see how it's enticing.
And she also says too, like, you can live freely with me. You just
Yeah.
have to be on my team. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, fine, whatever. I'll stay, sure. I don't want to fucking get shot with a machine gun and explode. I'm tired of running.
Fair. Yeah. Episode 6. We find Usagi fighting the queen to keep her distracted from hunting Arisu. When it's the challengers team's turn again, they start turning people back to blue. After turning a few people back, Usagi gives a motivational speech to get the people she's turned back to blue to continue playing for their side.
The longest monologue of fucking life.
I know, I was like, let's get on with it.
I need Arisu to give these speeches and not her because it's a long tangent.
So during the queen's final round, she's chasing him down. They have this plan, kind of this plan where Arisu is cornered and he ends up jumping out and grabbing onto like a fucking chain, and Usagi's coming in and like helping him and all this stuff. So she's unable to capture Arisu. The queen's final round ends, and then it's the challengers' last round now, and they manage to turn everyone back to blue and win.
Very quick turnaround.
Yeah, they were like, bah, 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 bah.
And she is the only one that loses.
Yes.
The queen by herself.
She is left by
But
herself.
she goes out like a badass.
Mm-hmm.
She does. She at the top of their arena or whatever, she jumps off the side of the building. She's like, I want to be free, and then a laser comes down and shoots her in the head. She's free falling. Arisu and Usagi leave the game arena and wander across a collapsed building with water that's forming a natural hot spring. So they end up taking a bath. They get to see some elephants up close. That's pretty damn cool.
Arisu said, I love elephants.
Oh, I connect with him because I love elephants too. They have this moment in the hot spring. So they share a kiss together. We see their love blossoming. However, the moment is ruined because Arisu looks over and sees like a crushed body over there. And he's like, I think the reality of where they are and their situation.
Yeah, they were like, we had this one little moment.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, but people are still fucking dying.
Well, he says this. The I love elephants part. He says, I'm not looking. I'm only looking at the elephant. I love elephants.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what he said.
But then she was like, it's okay.
She's like, it's okay. We can touch tips of our hands. And then they have one kiss.
Yeah.
I will say that I appreciate a lot of, even in Korean dramas too, like they don't over-sexualize.
They don't rush it.
They don't rush it. They show different, what is it? Like an American, okay, if this was an American movie, they'd be fucking, they'd be kissing every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like they just show it by the little looks that they give each other, the little things they say, or the little touches, you know what I mean?
Which is more realistic.
It's more wholesome.
It's more wholesome. It's more realistic.
Because like they just met and they're in this situation. The top of their priority is not like, I'm trying to fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I love you right away. Like they've spent from what they know time is, they've spent so much time in this world together that it's like growing rather than it being immediately like the next chapter. It's like,
yeah.
They're in love.
And it's given enough time for their bond to grow as far as like getting to know their past, helping each other through these situations, and kind of forming some sort of bond and being able to see who each other really is when it comes down to it, and just being like, I like you as who you are.
Not because we have a trauma bond now because we've been surviving.
Yeah.
And I love too that it's not portrayed as like, obviously their love story is important for their survival, but it's not magnified.
Yeah.
Like they go and do even when they're separated, like they go and do what they need to do, but it's not like they're like it doesn't constantly show that they're thinking about the other person and like, oh my gosh, I hope that they're okay. Like, I'm gonna die if they die or something.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not, besides the Queen's game where she's like, hey, I don't want to be separated by you, this and that. It's like critical thinking.
Yeah.
We got to separate, girl.
Yeah.
Gotta survive.
Well, it's
like
fine.
you go that way, I go that way.
To connect.
Well, they kind of like have this trust in each other that the other one's going to survive.
Yeah. And
they're like, I know you'll be okay.
In season 3, I feel like it is amplified more, their connection, obviously, because they're...
We'll get there. So they share that moment. Kalina is wandering the city. Anne is, in this forest still. So we see that they're still alive. They're doing their own thing. And then pan to Chishia. He is at the King of Diamonds game.
This fucking game.
Which is...
Before we get to Chishia, so Quina ends up finding, I guess, like the destroyed version of the hospital that her mom was in.
Yeah.
So she finds like a picture of her mom.
Yes.
And then Anne, this is how we find out more about Anne's past, is because she finds a dead deer in the forest, and the way that the deers die, their eyes are open. The eyes are open, lifeless.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to her backstory of her being a forensic, whatever.
Person.
Because when she was looking at the deer, it reminded her of the dead body of wherever
a child,
they were at.
I think, or something. Yeah. Yeah. So Chishia is at the King of Diamonds game, which is taking place at the Supreme Court. There is five players total. Yes. And one of them is one of the beach executives, Kuzria.
I wrote his name down once.
Kuzurir.
Kuzuria, I think.
Kuzurir.
Yes.
This is the game that when we read Phantasma, I told you guys when they, in one of their games, what's the truth, what's the lie, or what's the lie? I was like, this is the scene that I kept envisioning.
Yeah. Very similar.
This shit would have had my ass.
So he's with the beach executive Kuzuria, who is he was the second in command under the Hatter. And he had been the King of Diamonds all along. The game is called Beauty Contest. Each player has a giant justice scale above their head. They have like a screen in front of them, and they must pick a number between 0 and 100. The average number the players choose is multiplied by 0.8, and whoever is closest to that number wins that round. Each player gets -1 point for each round they lose, and once they reach -10, it's game over for them. Sulfuric acid pretty much gets poured into the scale each time they lose a point and will tip over once they reach -10. The last player standing wins. However, each time a person is eliminated, there is a new rule added to the game.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking game.
We find out that the King of Diamonds was a lawyer working for a big company. It was kind of corrupt, the stuff that he was doing, or he realized the things they were asking him to do was kind of corrupt. The game, I don't want to explain too much of what goes on because there's a lot that happens math-wise, but pretty much the game goes on, and pretty much the other two males in this game die by acid first.
The crackhead-looking fucking guy.
Yeah.
And just the other younger one. Yeah, he's like, and he's doing math in his head. He's like, like, what is going on right now?
New rules keep getting added as far as like how many people can choose number 1, or if the same people choose number 100 or something like that. It's like
just keep moving the fucking goalposts.
Yes. The next player that dies is a woman, and leaving only Tishia and the King of Diamonds left. We figure out that this game is set to be as fair as possible without the King of Diamonds needing to choose who dies, right? So he has set up this game in a way that he doesn't get to decide.
Yeah.
Everything's fair.
Everything's fair.
Because he's a lawyer.
Everyone has an equal chance of survival, including himself.
When the woman dies, I just want to point this out again. Chishia does what Chishia does. So the lawyer picks the lowest number. I think he picked 0.
Mm-hmm.
Chishia picks like fucking 23, 24, something like that. And the girl picks like some 60. She picks a number higher than 50.
Yeah.
And she accuses him of cheating.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, girl, how is you
She's like, you looked at my screen,
Yeah,
and that
and he's
she's
like-
across the
And then
fucking
he's
room.
over here like, well, you see, and then just starts,
The probability of you
Beautiful
choosing
minding.
blah, 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 blah.
and yeah, and then he's like, and then you see the numbers, right? Like next to her, and then they start disappearing, and he's like, so you could have picked either 74. Oh, I think she picked 74.
Yeah.
Could have picked 74 or 62. And she's like, I should have picked 62. Like
Well,
he
then
literally read her mind.
Because his explanation too is like, and then most people don't pick numbers that are double numbers, and then most people don't pick ones that end in 0.
How long is each round? Do we know?
I forgot how
Because
long
I'm
it
like,
is.
for you
Not
to go
that
through
long.
this whole theory.
It's not that long.
Yeah, she is a smart cookie. But yeah, so everyone has an equal chance to survive. We get a flashback to Chishia's past. He's a doctor. He's like he's a pediatric cardiovascular like surgeon or doctor. Pretty much his entire thing was like, there was like a kid who was on like a transplant list. He tells the mom he's next in line, prepare him for surgery, and then he gets handed a slip by his boss that says this executive person's child is now the top of the transplant list. So that heart or kidney or liver, whatever, he's going to get that.
So
and
go
that
tell
child,
the kid that he's shit out of luck.
Yeah, that other child's shit out of luck. And Chishia, he doesn't do anything about it. He just kind of goes along with whatever his boss tells him to do.
I see this happen often in all of the medical dramas, that always happens. Is that a real thing?
Oh, yeah.
That sucks.
I mean, you probably don't know about it because obviously that's fucked up.
The thing about hospitals is it is fun. It needs funds.
Yeah.
And there are executives that give these funds, and it's the reality of what happens.
Because they said it was like they donated a lot of money to the hospital too. So like they wouldn't be able to have the hospital open if it wasn't for their donations.
Yeah.
Essentially, like they can't have the hospital open and running to save other people.
Yeah.
Is how they justify it.
Yeah. So back to the game, Chishia tells the king straight up what number he's choosing. So he ends up swaying the game so that now both of them have -9 points. So this is down to the last point.
With this, sorry to cut you off. So this is significant of why he tells him the number, because it was the last rules or something like that. It was if one player selects 0 and the other player selects 100, the player that selected 100 will win. If they both select 0, they both lose or something like that. But if you select 1, then you win. So one person has to select 0 and one person has to select 100. That's basically, that was basically the rule. So that's why he was like,
shot.
I'm picking 100.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware. And he's like, he could either pick 1 or he could pick 0.
Yeah.
Because he also does that because the whole point of the game is that the lawyer doesn't want to decide anyone's fate.
Right.
But he's basically forcing him to decide, are you going to kill me
Or not.
or not? Because I'm telling you what I'm doing.
Yeah. And so he gets it to where their points are even.
Yep. And then in the last round, Chishia tells what number he's choosing again, which was...
Is it still the 0 and the 100?
I think he still chooses 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wrote, and the king decides to choose the number that will lead to his death.
Yeah,
ultimately.
he chooses 0 and lets Shishir in. It's also revealed too, the lawyer guy, it does show his past a little bit, and that he was like responsible for some people's death, I think it said.
It was like an environmental thing, I think, from the company.
One of his cases defended a company responsible for pollution, contamination, and death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's showing his, for why he selected the number he selected to put his own death is because they do another flashback of his time at the beach. Like he's following the Hatter or whatever. And then he's mentioned something. I put flashback to the girl who, Momoka, was that her name?
Momoka?
Yeah, so flashback to Momoka, who chose to be the witch back at the beach and sacrificed herself to prove a point. She has this discussion with him.
Oh, okay.
She had a heart and she wants to go out on her own terms. In the beauty contest, the king decides to sacrifice himself, says due to his ideals, he was able to make the choice of finally having a game to himself that is fair. And Chishia helped him come to the realization that a value of a life cannot be decided. So that's why he was like, I'm going out the way that I'm going out in my own terms.
Yeah.
The
Crazy
worst-
that the game is called Beauty Contest.
Because they
Because beautiful when they die.
God.
That's like one of the... I would rather die by exploding collar because at least it's fast.
I
100%.
do not want to be burnt. Yeah.
And like as Shishio was giving, like he was kind of giving like his inspirational, thoughtful speech. I was like, no inspirational speech can convince me to die by acid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the end of episode 6.
I put all the players are determined to make it back to their real world. So I guess it's all the live ones. There's something where they're all like, okay, we're going to make it back. Or they're trying to figure out how to make it back.
Yeah, so who's alive at this point is
Chishiya just won.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Arisu, Usagi, Aguni,
Hiya.
Hey, yeah.
Heya, Queena, and
Niragi's cockroach ass.
but we haven't seen him yet. So
No.
we don't
He
really
went
know.
off on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on with him.
Yes. Which brings us to episode 7. Niragi is walking through the streets.
And I literally, when that happened, I was like, why the fuck won't this bitch die? I was so mad.
Yeah, this King of Diamonds game, I would have died for sure.
No fucking
This
way. As soon as they explained,
episode,
like, and then multiply by 0.8, I would have been like, I give up.
oh yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
guessing.
He goes, the younger looking guy, he started at the highest number and he's like, okay, so if everybody were to choose 80, then the probability or whatever, the outcome would have been like 60. But then if everybody picked 60, then it would have been 50. And then he's just going down and down and down. I'm like, just pick a fucking number. Just pick a fucking number. Oh, and one of the other rules was it was when it was the 3 of them. So the girl, Chishiya, and the king, that whoever got the exact number, then the other players lost 2 points. That's why she died.
Yeah.
Because he picked, he did what he does.
He got the exact number.
He got the exact number. Yeah.
How? Don't know. But anyway, episode 7.
So Niragi is still alive.
Yeah.
This fucking corpse ass cockroach.
He's literally just like walking death. Like he looks like he's gonna die at any moment.
Yep.
Bitch ass. He won't die.
He won't die.
Literally will not die. Now, apparently nobody will die, but him specifically will not die. He's just walking the streets, and there's a man with a stab wound.
He sliced his neck, but he couldn't finish it, I think.
Oh, okay.
He tried to kill himself.
Yeah, he tried to kill
he's
himself.
there, and he is trying to ask Niragi to put him out of his misery. And of course, Niragi's like, okay. And then he's like, psych!
He thought
Like,
I was gonna
he just-
Bitch.
Yeah, he's
give
like,
you mercy.
no, he just wants everybody to suffer.
Yeah, instead he fucking puts his gun into his wound and tortures him. And I was like, ugh,
what a piece of shit.
literally.
I hate him.
Yeah.
And it's like he was never good looking. I felt like that character
not
at
at
all,
all.
but it's like he gets uglier and uglier every time he comes on the screen. I just want one episode to see what the fuck he went through. Because I'm like, why do you look that tore up?
Yeah.
Well, he got burned, first of all.
Well, yes, he got burned, but then it was more tore up. I don't know. It was just a lot. Anyways, you have more because I skip a lot of scenes.
Okay,
so go ahead.
I got it. Okay.
I have
So-
some fillers, but
Pan to Kuina and Anne, who meet again at the Queen of Clubs game. It involves some sort of throwing laser balls at other members while balancing on these beams.
called Target.
It's called Target.
Yeah,
They
literally
win.
dodgeball.
Surprise. Then we kind of just see a montage of the different games that are being played right now. So we see a Jack of Clubs game going on, which involves that's a team game, but involves some sort of rope climbing and trying to get other players to fall off of the rope.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see the Jack of Diamonds, which involves mahjong.
My
A
mahjong
socks.
sucks. I would win that one. Just saying. I'm very good at mahjong.
And then the King of Hearts game, which involves running through some tunnels away from a tiger or a lion, some sort of big cat.
Another
we hear.
fucking panther.
Oh, a panther.
So this reminds me also of Phantasma. So this is making sense that this whole world is like a purgatory.
Yeah.
Because that's supposed to be the labyrinth, right?
Mhm.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
At first, I was thinking that the maze was closing in. And then you hear the growl, and I was like, oh, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How that's a hearts game, I don't know. We never find out. Arisu is wandering the streets of Shibuya again. He ends up picking up a rifle that he finds. He meets Chishiya in the middle of the square, I guess. They're kind of talking to each other, and all of a sudden, Cockroach Niragi comes into the picture and shoots Chishiya. He, however, misses a vital organ. Niragi proposes a murder game between the three of them and starts shooting at them.
This is where we also know that Chishiya isn't actually, he's not a villain, but he's also not like
A hero.
he's not a hero.
He's morally gray.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He definitely is not selfless like the rest of them. He's just like, fuck it. Like, whatever. You know,
He's kind of like a go with the flow type person.
correct, but
Yeah.
he's definitely not I would say his only friend is Queena,
Mhm.
right? He doesn't consider the rest of them
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Like he's not like, I'm gonna lay my life down for you guys.
Right,
type of
right.
person.
Yeah.
You're not like a ride or die. He's not a ride or die type of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just a
He's just a guy.
elf.
He's just an elf.
Little elf man.
So Niragi starts shooting at them. However, during this entire scene, Usagi comes into the square and Niragi goes to shoot her. And as he does, Arisu shoots Niragi while Chishiya takes the bullet for Usagi. So that's
I was like, no.
happening simultaneously.
So Arisu has a shotgun.
Still
The rest of
can't
them
fucking shoot shit.
Yeah. So I'm surprised he shot him.
Yeah.
I was like, this whole time you don't know how to use this fucking gun, but
I think
when it
it's-
comes to Usagi, you
He
learn
knows
how to
use it.
You know how to aim. And the other two have just pistols.
Yeah. I think it's funny because sometimes when you see Arisu, I think it was maybe before the scene, maybe when he was with Aguni, but he's like fucking trying to shoot the rifle and he's not ready for the recoil of the rifle, so he keeps like
Yeah.
He's a little guy.
And she's trying to understand what is going on. When she shows up,
Yeah.
of course, it's Arisu. It's always his name. That's like the only thing she knows how to say. And then they're all just like, huh?
Huh?
And
Like,
she
don't you see
understands that there's
don't
about to
you
be a
see the
gunfight.
guns? Like,
Yeah,
head. So yes, that happens. So at this point, Niragi and Chishiya are down. They're shot. Yes.
I was going to say, Niragi, the reason why he wants to shoot her is because he just hates that she has this complex, like the heroine complex.
Yeah.
He's very much against that. And then I also think he just hates women. Obviously, makes
And
sense. He's
she
a
didn't wanna
rapist.
fuck him.
And that part. But he makes that type of comment. He's like,
Yeah.
you're always trying to be this heroine.
You think you're better than us.
Yeah.
blah, blah,
And
blah.
so he's
Yeah.
like, here we go. I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah. So after that happens, the King of Spades enters and starts shooting again, and people are running away. Usagi and Arisu end up running into Anne and Kuina. And as Anne is about to be killed by the King of Spades, Kuina saves her. Some guy comes in with a car. Oh, this is when the king bursts into flames. Not last time. Okay.
Queena also wants to know because she hasn't seen Chishiya this entire time.
Yeah.
So she's asking like, hey, is he okay?
And Arisu says he's fine.
He's fine.
Okay. I thought they were dying. It
I
is
thought
what it
everyone
is.
was
We know that they don't die. I thought they were dying. So when he said, let's hide him, I'm thinking, oh, let's hide his dead body.
Oh.
These motherfuckers are not dying.
No.
Yeah.
Because literally it pans to him and he's just sitting there like
Just blinking.
Hello.
And Niragi still
next to him,
just blinking.
hanging out.
He got shot with a shotgun. How do you survive that? I don't understand. Well, it's
Missed a
Arisu.
vital organ, I guess.
It's Arisu
He's
shooting.
burned to death. He falls off a building.
And
He's-
like hours, they're just fucking sitting there.
Yeah.
So he basically just says, yeah, he's still alive. He just went somewhere else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want, I guess in his mind, he probably doesn't want Kuina to risk trying to find him.
Yeah.
So yes, some guy comes with a car and rams the king into another car and he bursts into flames. However, the king emerges from the fire and takes off his mask, revealing who he is.
They all start cheering. They're like, yay! And then
He's like, no.
shot. I was like, lovely. No one is dying in this fucking world.
No one
Nope.
dies.
Archer girl Heya comes in and shoots an arrow into his arm. That doesn't do anything. They all end up meeting up, including Aguni. They decide to lure the king into a drugstore where Arisu will set off a makeshift bomb. I think the reason why they're going in there is because there's gas or something
like that.
will
That'll make it
amplify the
explode.
explosion.
Mhm.
Um,
And this is a makeshift bomb that
Chishiya.
Queena, gave Arisu that Chishiya gave her.
Yes. The four of them, Aguni, Heya, Kuina, and Anne, lure King of Spades into an alley and start fighting him pretty much. Shit's going down. People are getting shot, stabbed.
There's This is a crazy ass scene.
I know. This was one of my favorite scenes.
This, yeah.
Usagi ends up coming in at some point. Archer Girl Heya is pretty much the first to get really seriously injured and unable to fight.
How does she survive? Who fucking knows?
Who fucking knows? She got like 1,000 bullets shot into her, I think.
Literally, her whole fucking body.
His biggest aim, the King of Spades, his biggest aim is Aguni at this point. Like, he's like
the biggest threat.
Yeah, the biggest threat.
Yeah.
So Aguni is fucked up on the floor. He doesn't have a weapon near him. He's about to shoot him, and what's her name? Heya. She
comes in.
I'm thinking, hey, Moana. She hits the rifle out of the way, and he has an assault rifle, so not even a pistol. Throws him out off the course, and then somehow is holding on to the end of the rifle, and the guy just re-aims it and just fucking shoots her up and down. That's what I'm saying. How you don't survive that.
No.
I get it. It's a fictional world, but you don't survive that.
Yeah.
Make it realistic.
So anyway, she's...
Even with immediate medical attention, too. Like, she took at least, 10 bullets to the chest.
And he's literally, because she's still holding on, and he's like, get off. Get off my gun.
Bitch, get off. Originally, I put Archer Girl as the first to die. She doesn't die. But she's down. Then it's Anne who gets shot. She's down. In a fit of rage from seeing Miss Heya, getting shot. He starts fist fighting the King of Spades. He gets shot next, but continues to fight. Kuina then jumps in. She gets stabbed. Then Usagi comes in. She gets stabbed in the legs. And then in a last attempt, Aguni reaches for a bullet. And as he was about to shoot the king, the king gets to him first. So we see kind of Aguni fall to the ground, I guess. Mm-hmm. Then Arisu ends up coming into the alley, and he sees the state of his comrades and tries to lure the king to the drugstore.
Oh, something to note really quick, sorry.
Yeah.
Is they know that he gets his ammo from the blimp. That's why they put him in the alley, because he doesn't have easy access to
They can't,
ammo.
bring it down to him or drop it down.
Yeah, and so while he has his... Well, he tries to have a hand-to-hand combat with him. He is making sure that he takes out all the bullets out of his guns. So he's not only because the guy is fighting him. He's special forces. Come on now. And you see him making an attempt. Well, he does it, but he takes out every single one of the bullets. Mm-hmm. And he's like, it is what it is. Let's make it fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Arisu is trying to lure the King of Spades into this drugstore, I guess. The king is kind of following him, but when he gets to the door that Arisu is behind, he's hesitating. He knows that something is weird. However, Aguni is still alive.
And still does something.
Somehow. And he pretty much takes the king and, pushes him through the door with him. Arisu grabs Aguni. They jump out the window as he throws the bomb, and Aguni shoots it off. Shoots it to set it off, so it explodes. They are lying in the rubble of the explosion down below. Aguni is somehow still okay. He comes across the king, who's still alive, but he's suffering. He hands Aguni a gun to finish him off, and he does. My notes here are everyone is still alive except Anne and maybe Archer Girl. Not true. Everyone's alive.
I made some notes too. I felt like Queena's fight was really sad when he was stabbing her, because that shit was intense.
He was stabbing her a lot.
Yeah, and I was like,
she kept going.
Yeah, I was getting sad there. And then Usagi, I was like, girl, he is ripping your ligaments in your knees.
Yeah.
And then Aguni, so when he throws the guy into the store, he's on top of him. He's like, all right, Arisu, let's go throw this bomb. Arisu fucking breaks the bomb, first of all. And then he's doesn't know what to do. So he goes back to Aguni. Aguni's like, are you crazy? What are you doing? Don't sacrifice yourself. And then it all comes into fruition and they make it out. But I thought that was funny that he's literally like, are you fucking insane?
Yeah. But, that's Arisu's entire personality is to
Yeah.
leave no one behind.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we see everyone pretty much lying down. They're alive, but they're dying of some sort.
Also, when Aguni was talking to the King of Spades, he was going to take his own life as well. He was ready to die. But then he sees a vision of the Hatter, too.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Aguni was ready to pull the trigger on himself.
Yeah.
But this entire time, his vision of the Hatter was pretty much telling him he's done bad things and, he needs to pretty much die or kill himself. But this last vision of him was the Hatter apologizing for
turning
everything he made Aguni do.
Mm-hmm.
And before Anne actually dies, you have a shot of her and Aquina laying injured next to each other, and she tells her that she hopes that if they meet again in another life, she hopes that they'll be friends again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have everyone just kind of lying around injured. Above them is now the Queen of Hearts flag at the top of this building. So Arisu takes the injured Usagi with him to register for the final game.
And as they're walking by, you see Chisha and Niragi blinking. And this is
So
where
they're
I'm
alive.
like, what
They're okay.
the fuck? How are they alive?
They're just like, go in the game.
They're like,
They're
good
just
luck.
laying there,
Yeah.
just like, all right, let's see what you guys do.
And so they go to the final game where we see the Queen of Hearts, Mira, who is, who was one of the executives at the beach, the girl with the hime cut. And that's where episode 7 ends.
And it's giving Alice in Wonderland Queen of Hearts
Literally.
arena.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
the literal scene with the
Croquette.
Yep.
croquette.
That's what it's.
I put mini
the
golf or
roses,
put. And then I was like, oh, she
All
says
the
it,
white
it's croquette.
roses.
Yeah. At the top of the tower. Yes.
Tea.
Yeah. Tea. Yeah. And that's the end of episode 7.
That episode was insane. In a good way. Like the most action,
Yeah, I like that episode a lot.
the
But
least realistic.
Least realistic, but most exciting, but also kind of like most nerve-wracking as
Ye-
far as who's like surviving, who's dying.
And this is how we find out that Heya, that's her name, that she survived because she's like
Dragging herself.
to
Over
get
to
to
Aguni.
Aguni, and she's whimpering, and I'm like, bitch, you're not dead. I thought you were dead this whole time. I thought her and Anne were dead the whole time. Well, Anne does end up coming to her injury, so she does die. But like that girl should have been dead.
Yeah.
Was it during that scene too where when Aguni comes to like help Heya, she's like, "You do care about me."
Is it that? I don't know.
At one point, she's like,
that's
I knew you cared about
That's in
me."
episode 8. I
Oh,
think.
is it?
Yeah. But yeah, that does happen. I was like, Miss Girl. I thought she was going over to die next to him, but she don't die.
You know, none of them do.
All right, episode 8. Wow. This is a long note-taking thing for me.
So they're all alive besides Anne.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Everybody is alive and injured, except Anne did die. And the only people at the next game is Arisu and Usagi. However, she's fucked up. She can't play.
No.
I was gonna say if she's
leg
about to
is
play,
bleeding
then
out.
I'm gonna be like, guys, what the fuck? But
Crazy.
at least she does not play. He just, of course, needs her with him.
Yeah.
I cannot say this episode because I skipped over a lot of the Queen stuff. It was too much. All of her
Okay.
scenarios were confusing me, and I was like, get over it. I mean, get on with it. I do know how the game starts. So she's the Queen of Croquet is the game.
Yeah.
Queen of Hearts, Queen of Croquet. That is their game. The rules are that they have to play 3 rounds of croquet without withdrawing. Weapons are allowed. And that's basically just it. You just have to play. You don't have to win the sets. You just have to play 3 sets, and you do not withdraw. So at that point, I'm like, what's the catch? Because this seems a little bit off. And same with Arisu. He's like, okay,
He's like, that's it.
sure.
And the queen, she points out that it doesn't matter who wins.
Yeah. She's like, "You don't have to know how to play. We
Yeah.
can just play."
Yeah. So they play their first set, and she wins fairly quickly. Arisu's still trying to figure out what the catch is. Usagi is just sitting there bleeding from her wounds. And then they get to the second set, and this is where the queen starts to drag it out a little bit. And he does end up winning the second set.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody else take over, because this is where I was like, skip.
So after the second round, he's like, okay, let's get on with it. Let's play round 3. But the queen's like, I'm kind of parched. So they have tea, and they're kind of just sitting around talking, and Arisu starts to ask questions about this world, what will happen when they win the game. And she pretty much starts explaining, but she's fucking with them.
She's just bullshitting.
Yeah. So she first tells them that, like, this is a VR game simulation, et cetera, and this is what's happening. And she's like, ha, just kidding.
The first one was aliens, actually.
Oh, I thought the second one was aliens. Okay, first one's aliens. She said, aliens took over and they're placing us in this. And then
stupid.
She talks about that, oh, nope, just kidding. This is a VR simulation. You guys were just so immersed in the game, you forgot that this was VR. And then...
And she's like getting their buy-in. Like, they're like, oh my God. And she's like, just kidding.
Yeah. She starts talking about how, like, humans, the future of technology just, like, really increased, and they came so far in 1,000 years, and they become immortal, and et cetera, with the amount of advancements they make, et cetera. I don't know how this is significant, but Arisu sees a camera hidden among the white roses behind the queen.
I think it, like, delved in it was like solidifying, like, what she was saying, like kind of making whatever she was saying at that time believable about how, like, this was a simulation, or you're being watched, or, like, there was one about like wealthy elites creating androids to, like, share memories.
She's trying to make her stories believable.
Yeah, and so,
or, like, fucking with them.
He sees a camera when she's explaining that.
Yeah. So in his mind, he's like, okay, maybe this is all true. First, about virtual reality avatars and aliens. She's pretty much trying to instigate Arisu and make him angry. He takes his shotgun and points it at her and wants to shoot her. But he knows that if he does, the game will never end, so they will be stuck there. So he ends up not pulling the trigger. When he sits back down, she tells him that this world is an illusion. She says this is all taking place in his mind. She tells him she's his doctor trying to help him and they're, actually in a hospital doing therapy. She tells him that he doesn't remember anything after the shock of the death of his friends. Arisu starts seemingly getting his memories back, where he finds himself in the hospital, where Usagi was also a patient, always checking in on him. On the day of the fireworks, when they were messing around in Shibuya on the street, Chota and Karube got hit by a car and died, and that's how, he ended up in shock. She tells him that Arisu manifested all these games on his own, of his own fantasies, to try to find purpose and, find out who and what he really is. He blames himself for his friend's death and that he doesn't deserve to live. Usagi ends up interrupting his conversation with the queen who's presenting herself as his doctor, and tells him to wake up. The queen then says that this will all end if Arisu says he's giving up. Usagi figures out that the world they are in, this illusion of them being in the hospital, isn't an illusion at all. And she starts bleeding from her leg again. So this entire thing that the queen is putting Arisu through is like some sort of illusion.
Yeah.
She's trying to make him
She had me, honestly, on this one. I was
I was like, wow.
I was like, shit, that's crazy.
Yeah. I was confused at first, too.
Well, because she said it'll all end. And then Usagi's like, it'll all end. So she comes to a realization that this isn't real.
Right. Yeah.
And then she sees the blood coming out of her pants.
Right leg. Yeah. So the queen tries to give him some pills and water to take, to, like, make
him basically decide like that was gonna be him forfeiting. The game.
Yeah. Make to take before he gives his answer. Usagi stops him from taking the medicine. She tells Arisu not to listen to her. That Usagi's like Oogie Boogie. Usagi's like, I'm real. The time together we were real. It's not just in his mind. She ends up taking like some glass and cutting herself and starts bleeding out. I'm like, why the fuck are you doing this? I don't understand.
I'm real.
I'm real. I would be like, just look at my leg.
I'm literally bleeding.
She's pretty much trying to get Arisu to come to and break the queen's illusion. Usagi and Arisu start talking about their future together, what they want their future to be like. And pretty much the queen is moved by their love and their will to live and starts crying. He breaks the illusion and the queen tells him that they can now finish the game.
And it's like nighttime now.
It's nighttime now. They were in that illusion for a long ass time.
Their friends have been sitting there for hours.
Eating out and surviving.
So the illusion breaks. They're back in the game arena where the croquet game is. The queen is like, okay, let's finish the game. They play one last round of croquet. She announces that, well, first off, the queen wins this round. She's happy about it. She announces they win the game because he completed all three rounds without giving up. The queen tells him he will find out the truth soon enough about this world. And then she's killed by laser.
Yep. She says that he's going to be given two choices, and whatever he decides, he will learn who
he really is. So, with the last game complete, a bunch of fireworks go off, and an announcement goes off that all surviving players now have the option to either take permanent residency in this world or decline it. And pretty much everyone declines except we kind of see Banda and Yaba from the prison game. They said that they want to stay in this world.
She makes a note to him right before she dies that she says, life is just a game. We all play together. Just try to enjoy it.
Which her game itself was literally like, there's no winner or loser. It's just like, you're just playing the game to play the game.
Yeah. It's also during this time where Heya managed to crawl her way to Aguni. They hold each other as they decline their will to stay here. Arisu kind of sees this vision of Karube and Chota, the three of them in the bar. They're telling him to live his life to the fullest and make the most out of it, pretty much. Back to Shibuya, where they all first started. We see everyone among the crowd. So Usagi is among the crowd. Niragi, Kuina, Chishiya, the Hatter, Naguni, Tata, and Archer Girl, they're all there. This is where I saw, maybe I didn't pay attention to earlier, but this is where I saw that at the moment something from the sky fell, which was a meteorite, and blew up the whole area. So Arisu was one of the ones that somehow survived / was saved. And that's how his friends actually died. Arisu barely escaped death and was in the Borderlands for a minute before he was resuscitated. That's where he... I put that my understanding was the ones that survive longer in the games reflects how long before they died in the real world. That was my understanding. So like the longer they survived in the Borderlands, obviously they're fighting for their life in the real world. So they were on the verge of death.
They were all basically comatose, and then it came to the point of resuscitation because realistically they have to be what survived within the longest could be 2 minutes because they show a newscaster announcing the first few that died. Karube, Chota, and Tata are announced in that scene.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Chishiya and Niragi barely escaped death and are survivors. They're laying next to each other in the hospital. We see Heya is a survivor. However, she lost her leg. Aguni is alive, but his condition is really severe and he's in a coma. Anne at this time is undergoing surgery. However, she goes into cardiac arrest, and at the last minute, she was barely resuscitated.
That's how she finds out about the 2-minute thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Queena is also a survivor. She meets her mother again in the hospital.
And
her
father.
Oh, yeah, and father.
Mhm.
Her father comes back and
Semi reunites. He doesn't say anything, but
Yeah.
No, he calls her Hikari.
Oh,
he,
by
he,
her.
he calls her by her dead name.
Yeah.
I was like, you're a dick.
Mhm.
Even after she almost just died.
The little boy is reunited with his parents.
Yeah.
You see him outside in the courtyard with his parents.
Yes.
And then the girl that took him in is actually walking down the hallway past, I think it's Arisu. Like she's
she's just
past
walking
and
down
you
the
just see her.
hallway. Yeah.
So you're seeing all the people that are
Alive.
survived.
Yeah.
That survived.
Arisa goes to the vending machine where he meets Usagi. He can feel that she seems familiar and asks if they've met before. And she's like, "Is that your way of flirting with me?" And they kind of, start their little flirtatious encounter. And they go for a walk on the outside the hospital grounds. And then in the very last scene, we see a table full of cards. And all of them blow away except a Joker card. And that's the end.
The creepiest Joker card I've ever
I
seen
know,
in my life.
literally.
Something about their touch is significant here because obviously he got out of his illusion with the queen when he reached out for her and he touched her hand.
Mhm.
And then he recognizes her, knows that he knows her from somewhere when he was giving her change.
Yeah.
And then they touch. And then that's where she was like, "Oh, are you flirting with me?" I
Yeah.
was like,
They're
what
fated lovers.
Mhm.
what did he say? And then he's like, is it okay
Yeah.
if I flirt with you? I was
Yeah.
like, they're so awkward.
And then
Like,
she's like, actually, maybe I have met you before.
Yeah, so she's flirting back at this point. And that's the end of season 2. So some discussion questions. Did Aguni's redemption arc feel earned?
Yes. I liked Aguni in season 2.
Yeah. I liked Aguni in season 2 too.
And all of his actions were selfless because at many moments he was just ready to die whenever it was time.
Yeah, and the thing about Aguni is he's obviously very different from Niragi, where he actually earned his redemption, whereas Niragi just fucking ended up in the real world still a dick.
Yep. He was just like, yeah, I'll go back, I guess.
Yeah. I was like, you didn't redeem yourself for shit. Which game did you find the most interesting this season?
Fucking beauty contest.
Yeah,
mhm.
for sure.
Oh no, solitary confinement. for
Oh,
me.
yeah. Oh, both of them. Actually, both of Chishia's games.
Games.
Literally.
Yeah. Anything Chishia was in, I was like, holy
I was
shit.
like, this is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. The Queen of Hearts one was kind of just a mind fuck. I was like, I don't
It was literally just like a got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Do you think the face card bosses symbolize more than just difficulty?
I don't think so. I guess they symbolize specifically what each suit represents itself as. Because if you think about it, Mira always manipulated with her words. Never fucking made sense every time she spoke. That's her, Queen of Hearts. The Spades one, you have the Spades was what? Combat? Physical. So you have the Queen one, and then the King of Spades, like just ruthless. All the physical games are meant to be more ruthless in a sense. What else? The clubs team.
King of
Kuma
Clubs, yeah.
was huge on his team. He was like, as long as we work as a team, we go in together, we leave together. And then you have
King
the
of Diamonds.
diamonds.
Also, to me as well, because technically, like in the face cards, you also have the Jack of Hearts, but like the King of Clubs, the Jack of Hearts, and the Queen of Spades, they more so seemed like pawns. They weren't like the bosses to me, if that makes sense. Like the bosses to me were like the King of Spades, King of Diamonds, and Queen of Hearts, because they were like, I don't know. It seemed like they made their own games almost. Where the other ones, it was like they were there and they were put in that position to be the Jack of Hearts, like in solitary confinement.
Yeah. I think the face card bosses symbolize, well, I mean, maybe this is too obvious a thing, but it symbolizes who these people truly are in their core.
Yeah.
So like, for example, going back to the beauty contest one, like Kuzuria
Yep.
was truly someone who wanted like fairness, like at the center of his core. That's the only thing I could think of as far as it symbolizing more than just difficulty. Yeah.
Which the Diamonds is all about wits. Is this the first full Diamonds game we see? Because I don't remember us seeing a Diamonds game in season 1. Like a full Diamonds game.
Yeah, no, it was just clubs, spades, and hearts in the first season.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
And then which season 2 game would you most likely join, and which one would you avoid?
I would avoid the
Beauty.
balance scale.
Yep.
Beauty. That.
Beauty contest.
I would join Checkmate.
Yeah. I would join Checkmate. I would join Osmosis.
I would join Croquette.
Put me in, coach.
I can tell. I feel like I would be able to decipher if she's bullshitting me.
Yeah.
And I just have to finish the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah.
I just feel like you're lying to me.
The ones that are definitely the hardest is obviously King of Spades, Solitary Confinement, and Balance Scale.
Yeah.
Or Beauty Contest.
The beauty contest one.
That's the first one I'm not going in for sure. Yeah. King of Spades.
I'd rather
will be the
die by
second
exploding
one, but
collar.
yeah.
Did any of by this time was anyone's favorite character changed? I know you said you really liked Alguni in this season, but was he your favorite character in this season or not?
No,
really?
it was still
Chishia.
Chishia. Chishia was my favorite mostly from the first season and even more so in the second season.
Yeah.
Same with me.
Yeah.
Niragi's still my least favorite.
Yeah. I would say Kuina started off as my favorite in season 1, and then by season 2, Chishia became my favorite.
Yeah.
Because obviously his games were the most compelling, and it was fun to see how his mind worked.
Heya was my second least favorite.
I don't like that bitch.
Yeah.
I thought she was annoying.
She was annoying.
She tries to seem like she's some badass. I was like, you're just a high school kid.
Yeah.
Be a high school kid.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I was also just imagining in the final scenes too. I was like, imagine if you're just one of the other players that's in the city and you're just kind of waiting for Arisu to basically win the game for you so you can make your decision. So you're just chilling until it's done.
Well, that's pretty much what Banda and Yaba did after that game. They were like, well, I'm just going to hang out now for a little bit.
They probably stayed in there, huh? In the confinement spot.
Oh, well, you see them outside of the area.
Afterwards.
Yeah,
like
they're
chatting.
just chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're like, I would like to stay.
Yeah. I mean, they technically do have an extension on their visa, so they can take as long as they want. And by that time, the games are over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty.
That was season 2.
That was season 2. Let us know what you think. Was this your favorite season? Who is your favorite character this season? Which games did you like? And yeah, we'll see you for the next episode.
We'll see you next week for season 3.
Yeah.
Embrace the instability. Your dog's face in the screen. Embrace the instability, right, Finn? Right.
Yeah.